All right, guys, I made some huge progression and have been grinding all day, and we finally get to make the decision on who is going to be the second 6-star champion in the Tyrauku free-to-play series. We recently pulled Yakarl. We have Simple chilling over here. Are either of them going to make it? Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ty F2P series, which stands for Ty free-to-play. Okay, we got to make sure that's clear. Today I logged in, and boy, oh boy, I had the idea of what I was going to do, and I thought it was going to be pretty quick, but it definitely took a long time. You can see right here from the champion training tournament, I've been putting in some work today. When I first got on, I seen this person with 4,600 points, and I was like, wow, absolute whale. How do you have 4,600 points with only a few hours into this tournament? But then after going through and leveling up on my 1 stars, my 2 stars, my 3 stars, all the way up, I ended up doing 5 5-star champions, and then the 6th 5-star champion, I actually took to level 50 to have them ready to 6-star in this video right here. So I'm going to do something real quick to show you guys a kind of an efficiency thing. The most efficient way to do this, well, I'll talk about it in just a second, but obviously I want to try to get as much points into this event as I can, right? I don't want to waste energy, but if I can get some easy points, I'm definitely going to go ahead and do it. I mean, we have 6-star relentless gear here, 6-star legendary relentless gear. I don't really care about this goat man, but the rest of the rewards are pretty nice. I mean, we can get this epic book at the top. I don't really care about pushing past that, but let's see if we can go ahead and get to that epic book. I mean, we're not that far away at this point. So what I'm going to do, and this is where the thumbnail comes into play. They finally found their place. I'm doing the Deadlands because I need 2 more books on my shield guard still, 2 more copies of him. But what I'm going to do is Yakarl and Simple. I'm not going to take either one of those to 60. I'm not taking either one of those to 6-star yet, though they may get some use at level 50 down the road. I may level them up more. Right now, I'm going to take these champions. Okay, so I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already did the other food. You can see behind me, I took them to level 13. The most efficient way to do this, like if you had pretty good energy, like if you weren't so worried about energy. For me, I'm kind of worried about energy. I don't have a ton of it. So I'm going to run these champions probably 3 times through the campaign to go ahead and get them some levels. If you run them to level 25, you're going to be doing pretty good. You're going to get good champion training points. The best would be through stage 12-3. You get a little bit more experience in this stage, but I do need copies of Shield Guard, so I am going to continue running this. I need 2 more copies of him. The drop rate's pretty low, but I'm hoping I can maybe get him from this. So just check this out. As soon as we finish this, both these champions are 5-star, level 1. But after we finish this, 72 points, 72 champion training points. This could be used for a champion training tournament or a champion training event, whatever it is. It may not seem like a significant amount. What it is, especially when you compare it to taking a 2-star up to 3 stars, it's like what, 20 points or something? Definitely very, very low. So when you look at it that way, this is a pretty good chunk of points just for a 30-second run through the campaign. Now, obviously, you can't do that all the time, but whenever you're doing these kinds of things and you're getting your champions to 5-star, level 1, go ahead and run them a few times, absolutely, before feeding them into your champion to take them to 6-star, right? Or even drop a few brews into them. So brews, energy, whatever it is, get them to about level 25. The ones on my account, I'm going to stop at level 13. Hey, we got a shield guard, sweet. So hopefully, that'd be amazing if we go ahead and book the ability that I want. I don't have any more rare books, but it'd be crazy if we could get them booked right here. Let's see. Hopefully. I think it missed it. Dang it. So we need 1 more book. This right here is where it's so tempting to say, I got 13 epic books. You know, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? And go ahead and throw that in there. Well, the big deal is that right now we have 13, but when you look at champions like Shatterbones, who's going to require basically all of those, if I do decide to book him, then it becomes a problem, right? So as tempting as it may be, I'm not going to book Shield Guard just yet. Maybe we got to refresh over here. Not yet. I've been buying out all the stuff over there, but hey, once I get 1 more copy of Shield Guard, we'll be good to go. And speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and jump in here, and I think we're going to give this chick 1 brew just to get her up a little bit in levels. Okay, not a big deal. Plus 30 points. Okay, we'll give her one more thing right there. So plus 6 points, not too bad. And then the moment we've all been waiting for, to not make you guys wait too long, 4 minutes into the video, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, he's in arena defense. Let's go ahead and put Yakarl in there, I guess. Probably won't get attacked a ton, but hey, hopefully I get dropped down a little bit so I can farm easier. But taking Shield Guard to level 60, and then let's talk about why I chose to take Shield Guard in just a few minutes, okay? So 5 champions, definitely not pushed to the max, like taking the 15, but I do need to be mindful about my energy because I don't want to use a ton of my energy refills. We're pretty close in this champion training tournament. No reason to overshoot it. I think it's just going to be wasted energy. So right now I'm pretty good. Hoping to win first place, but we'll see. So making sure all this is right. There we go. So plus 300 points. We're going to go ahead and fully ascend them, of course, right? Like you have to fully ascend them because Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you're doing this and you're later on in the missions, there are missions that say fully ascend a spirit champion. And if you're close to that, I definitely recommend waiting. Fully ascend a rank 6 spirit champion. I definitely recommend waiting. Now, we do have a banner, an attack banner with flat HP. I'm going to put this on him because obviously I have nothing else to put on him. Flat HP main stat, well, obviously it's always going to be flat HP. Not great. Flat defense substats, not great, but hey, it's substats and it's more than what he had before. So I don't know where I got that. One of the challenges, I guess, one of the missions, daily logins, I don't know what it was, but I got it from somewhere. So we're day 23 right now. Got Shield Guard up to 6-star along with my Elhain. Now let's go ahead and give him a few brews just to get him, kind of into the flow of things, because a level 1 6-star champion is pretty good, but definitely not that impactful, right? You want to go ahead and get a few levels into him. I'll probably use him alongside Elhain in a decent amount of content. I'm just curious if we can do Nightmare. I don't think we can. Nightmare stage 2. I do want to get his masteries, and I'll probably go ahead and get his masteries as soon as possible, because what Shield Guard is going to be doing for me is campaign farming. He'll be doing campaign farming very, very easily. I may even take Elhain's lifesteal gear off of her and put it onto Shield Guard instead, but I need to get a few better pieces for him. Also, I need to get him fully booked, go ahead and make him fully functioning. But I am going to get his masteries, and then he's going to be doing the campaign as well as my mastery farming for any champions in the future. So I did a video a while back talking about running 4 champions through Minotaur alongside your solo Minotaur farmer is the most efficient way to do it, and it definitely is. But that doesn't mean that taking my Shield Guard alongside Elhain and then running, if that's needed, it might not even be needed. He may do perfectly fine by himself, but my gear requirement's obviously going to be pretty low. My gear level is going to be pretty low, that is. Hopefully he doesn't die here. But if I have to take him alongside Elhain and I want to say get Apothecary's masteries, I'm going to go ahead and throw Apothecary in there alongside them so that I can go ahead and finish Minotaur, still get him Apothecary masteried up. Not as efficient as running 4 because you're not going to get as much experience constant running, but it is still more efficient than actually buying the masteries. All in all, running a champion through Minotaur to get their masteries by itself just for the gems is about 600 gems, whereas buying them is about 800. So definitely getting a champion who can do that. Farming Minotaur stage 15 is the way to go, and just having a solo champions really, really nice, especially later on when you have a few champions to do it for. Obviously right now, I'm not going to have a few champions to do it for because I'm not taking that many champions to 6-star that quickly. On my main account, I have a few stockpiled, but right now it's going to be, hey, you're getting to level 6-star, you're getting to 6-star, and your masters are going to be done as soon as possible because it could be several days until my next 6-star champion actually comes around. Now, why did I decide to go ahead and take Shield Guard to 6-star over any of the other champions? So my theory behind this, and you guys can feel free to debate this down below. Let me know your thoughts if you think something differently. I'm definitely open to hearing. But basically, it comes down to what benefits you're getting from taking a champion from 5-star to 6-star, okay? So basically, it's support champions or damage dealing type champions, all right? So Shield Guard is going to fall into that more damage dealing. I have several ideas with uses for him that I want to use. But if you look at a champion like Apothecary, everybody knows he's great. But the reason why I wouldn't take Apothecary to 6-star yet is because whenever you take a champion to 6-star, you're unlocking a few things. You're unlocking one, assuming they get ascended, you're unlocking the ability to get the banner slot. So it's going to add a nice boost in potential stats. You're also unlocking the tier 6 row of masteries down here, which has one of the biggest for damage dealers, which is War Master. Pairing with War Master and lifesteal gear, and you become so much stronger in the clan boss. War Master alone is absolutely amazing for any damage dealing type champion. So you're unlocking that. You're unlocking better mastery, better access to tier 6 masteries. You're unlocking access to the banner, and you're also unlocking access to higher base stats. Well, a big issue with champions like Elhain is a very good example. Big issues with her is that she's pretty squishy. She's even pretty squishy at rank 6, but she's even squishier at rank 5. So she's softer, she's dealing less damage and everything. She's just overall worse at rank 5. Take her to rank 6, she's dealing a lot more damage, has much better base stats, helping her stay alive longer, and overall just helps her stay alive longer and deal more damage. And your gearing can only make up for so much of that on a offensive damage dealing type champion because you're having to go for crit rate, you're having to go for attack percent, you're having to go for HP percentage, possibly even defense percent depending on what kind of champion you're building, but you're having to go for surviving stats and damage dealing stats. Whereas champions like Apothecary, support type champions, when you take them to 6-star, they're becoming more survivable the whole 9 yards, but at level 50, 5-star, you don't have to go for all those different stats. His goal right now, well, for me is speed booster in the arena, but in general, support champions' goal are to survive, right? Sometimes place debuff. So you need HP percentage, defense percent, speed, and maybe even accuracy. You don't have as many stats you have to build for support type champions. So if you can get by with taking their chest plate, which is on my apothecary right now is an attack percent chest plate, I can switch this to HP percentage, add a good chunk extra HP to my apothecary, and he can survive in dungeons pretty well. But you can't do that as easily with damage dealing champions. So that's a big reason why I opted to go for Shield Guard over some of the other options, support champions. So if you're wondering, hey, who should I 6-star next? This applies very heavily to like more early game, early on accounts, because once you get later on in the game, you're going to have to 6-star your support champions because you're going to get to a point in the dungeons where the waves are going to be more or less one-shotting you, very, very close to one-shotting you. So at that point, you do have to 6-star support type champions, debuffers, crowd control champions. But early on, the difference that you could do with your gear, just give a little bit of a boost to those bottom row pieces. The support are a little bit easier to gear, at least in my opinion, especially with the addition of perception gear, whereas these damage dealing champions aren't as easy to gear. Now, why Shield Guard specifically for me? I had Yukaro and I had Simple. Simple's probably going to be the biggest one, which I guess raises a few questions, and I'm going to go ahead and get into that why. All right. Once we finish this, I'm curious if he farms this right now. Doesn't look like he's going to. He's not even 100% crit rate, so I'm going to go ahead and back out of this. He will be farming that very, very soon, hopefully in the next few days. But let's take a look at Simple. And then Yukaro, I don't think I need to talk about him too much. Right now, I just don't think he'd be enough benefit to my account. I will invest in him eventually, possibly take him to 5-star level 50, fully ascending him. I might do that. Ascending him is going to be pretty resource intensive, so I'm not super in a rush to do that. But let's look at Simple. So Simple, A1, attacks one enemy, chance of placing freeze, okay? Books. I don't like books on legendary champions. I wouldn't even want to book his A1 if I had the choice not to. His A2. This is where it looks kind of juicy, but then again, it's like these books. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. If you get super lucky and land them all right there, this ability is pretty good, right? But let's look at my books. I have 3. I have 3 legendary books. Simple, he's not having it. He needs more reading than that. So those 3 books aren't doing anything for him. But this ability has a 75% chance of placing 60% decreased defense for 2 turns, which is great. But look, War Maiden does the exact same thing. And she's fully booked because she doesn't cost my life saving. Well, on free to play, I ain't spending anything, but she don't cost really any books because I can farm her from the campaign. And if she does cost books, it's just rare books anyways. So Simple is going to cost a lot more to invest in because he's a legendary champion. He's going to take legendary books. Because he's a legendary champion, he's going to require much bigger ascension materials. Like you're going to need a lot of these potions. Trust me, ascending a legendary champion early on in the game, even up to 3-star, because let's say you just took him to 3-star just to get benefits from if he has a passive like your Carl does. Simple, he has an aura that unlocks at 3-star ascension, so you definitely want to get him there. That's even quite the investment. So books, just overall, Simple's kit is not that great, to be quite honest. Like decent, but definitely not worth me taking him to 6-star, especially not over Shield Guard. Now, where's Shield Guard going to shine for me? Well, he has an A1 with a decreased speed. It is the weaker version of decreased speed, but he's a defense-based champion. Decreased speed on the A1, which is just adding extra stuff to his kit, but he's a defense-based champion, easier to keep alive, going back to that surviving thing we talked about earlier. But this A2 ability attacks all enemies, fills his champion's turn meter by 20% on each critical hit. If there's 5 enemies, that's a full turn meter boost, right? So he's just taking another turn right after that. Damage inflicted is proportional to defense. So he's a defense-based champion, scaling off of defense. This gets booked down to a 2-turn cooldown, so he's going back. Basically, he's flying through this battle stance so much, does good damage, defense-based champion, so hard to kill, and removes 1 debuff from this champion each turn. So if you get slept by Kymar, even in the arena, very, very solid option to have. And honestly, Shield Guard is such a good champion for farming and just general game. Now, later on, he will stop being as useful. Obviously, in the faction wars, he's going to be absolutely amazing. But a few months from now, I probably won't be using Shield Guard that much anyways. But in the campaign, he probably will be my fastest campaign farmer for quite a while, because on my main account, I think Shield Guard was doing 12-3 Brutal in like 10, 11 seconds, which is like a third of the time of my El Hain currently farming 12-3 Brutal. I do have to get his gear better. I do have to push him up to like maybe closer to 200. Actually, no, I won't have to do 200 speed. If he's not doing a ton of damage, if he doesn't have a ton of damage dealing stats, I may have to push him at 200 speed, so he's getting quite a few turns per enemy's turn. But since he does have that turn meter boost from this A2 ability, I may not have to push him that far in speed. But Shield Guard is my second level 60 on this account. What I'll be doing over the next little bit of time, basically, is, well, one, trying to grind out my missions to go ahead and get enough gems so that I can take Shilgar, get his masteries fully complete, because he will be a key factor in actually doing Minotaur farming. He's obviously going to go on my clan boss team. Not the best for clan boss, really doesn't bring much at all to clan boss, but he will have War Master, so he will add some benefit there, some more survivability. I do want to go ahead and start getting him into lifesteal gear, and he may even take over my Elhain's lifesteal gear, and then start going through Nightmare Campaign as much as I can, grabbing some of those extra gems there, because he's going to be a lot easier to keep alive than Elhain was, because he benefits from the defense percent increase, right? Because defense percent helps him survive and helps him do more damage. So to stack the defense, not a problem whatsoever. So Elhain has crit rate gloves. I don't think I can switch his gear over right just yet and make a ton of sense of it. Let's see. I'm not going to do it just yet because she is my arena nuker. I'm not for sure if he would do more damage than her. Definitely something I'm going to test out. But as soon as I can get him swapped over, I definitely will. Now, obviously, he's not going to use that chest plate because that chest plate is its attack percentage. Has no benefit to him whatsoever. So he's only getting benefits from defense percent, and then obviously HP percentage. Everybody gets benefits from that, right? So we're going to put these pieces on him, and he's looking, not too bad, honestly. 1200 defense. Obviously, these stats are very, very low because he is level 26, so don't judge him too heavily. But the defense percent, everything's pretty nice. Speed 168, kind of on the slower side of things, but the helmet doesn't have any speed on it anyways, I don't think. I could always throw something like that on him. This lifesteal, that's actually kind of ugly. But this is probably what I'll do. I'll probably switch him over to Elhain's gear, depending on how much damage he can do in the arena, and maybe move from there. I do have to make sure he gets to 100% crit rate, which he will as soon as he gets the masteries done for him. As soon as I get my masteries, he will have that extra 5% crit rate, the extra crit damage, get the defense from here because he doesn't need any accuracy. Well, he technically does need accuracy for this A1, but it's not something I'm going to build for. Like I said, that A1 is the weaker version of the decreased speed. So maybe down the road, I'll start worrying about that. But right now, if he has 10 accuracy, 30 accuracy, sometimes lands the debuff, I don't really care. Plus 30 accuracy, that is, because he has no base accuracy, actually. But either way, guys, welcome 6-star Shilgar to our team. I think he's going to do pretty good on this account as far as general progression, helping campaigns speed up a ton. The next few days, I should have him level 60 or at least close enough to it so that he can start doing. Actually, let's go ahead and see. I'm curious. Before we end this video, let's see if I switched him over to Elhain's gear, if he could do the campaign. If he could, Elhain, you're going to be without clothes. Well, you're going to be without gear. I'm going to get canceled if I say that. Okay, so let's do this. Put these gloves on him. What am I doing? Misgendering these people. What's going on here, Ty? All right. I could technically upgrade these pieces. This piece is actually pretty good. Well, no, it's actually, not really. It's got some HP and resistance, defense percent, 26%. If I had a better defense percent chest plate, maybe I'd throw that on there. I do need a little bit more crit rate. Let's see, what are we at? What defense percent down here? What are we at? 94%. So getting that mastery will help me basically get the rest of the way finished. I kind of wish I had a better helmet that was kind of sloppy. Wait. Oh, I was about to say, do I do it? I don't want to use those ores yet. I might have done it for this video, but I really want to save them. So let's jump in here. Brutal Chapter 12, Stage 3. What's he looking like? I really wish that was booked. I really hate that one copy we got during the video didn't go to him, but we'll open some more mystery shards. Hopefully be able to do it. Maybe not. Who knows? He might actually be able to do this fine. The affinity is actually neutral and strong affinity against the Force champion there. He's moving through decently as far as keeping himself alive, moving through the people decently, like taking his turns relatively quickly, especially for being 168 speed, something like that. So he's definitely not fast, but that A2 ability with that turn meter boost is so nice. He does still have life. Yeah, he has lifesteal gear on, so he's healing for 1200. No masteries at all yet. Obviously, this is a very slow time, but if he's doing this consistently, which I don't even know if he's going to do it, but if he is doing it consistently, that may actually be worth it for me to take him in here, because over time, when he starts to level up, it's going to be better and better, right? So he's not doing it. Not a big deal whatsoever. If he actually finished it, maybe I get to him level 40 and start throwing him in there, because at level 40, he should be able to do it. And then he's going to be leveling as well as my food champions. You can see a level 30 Gallic. Well, you couldn't actually see it because I'm covering it up, but level 30 Gallic. I leveled him up alongside all the other food just for the faction wars. Use him for faction wars, definitely not a bad idea whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and throw Elhain back in her rightful gear. She does have an extra piece of lifesteal gear. I do know that simply because it's my best stuff I have. But with that said, let's go look at the champion training tournament, and then we'll wrap the video up there, guys. So Yukaro, Simple. I'm sorry, but you got beat out by an uncommon champion. It's so odd that the new legendaries get beat out by, which to be honest, to be fair to Shieldguard, he is an amazing champion, period. Uncommon or not, very, very solid champion. So we will not easily, but we will for sure get this epic book up here. I didn't mean to do that. We got the Ancient Shard, very, very nice. So saving my resources for this seemed to pay off. Hopefully we get the 6-star legendary, 6 of the 6-star legendary pieces. Fly Elf and Lumisen maybe pushing in this bracket as well. Hopefully not, because I really want to get those pieces. Fire Knight, not far enough along in this to do anything with it. No real reason. Getting some gems may not be a bad idea, but I don't think it's going to be very reasonable, very possible. And then everything else, guys, yeah, that's what's going on so far in the account. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about 6-star and champions, who you would 6-star. Who would you have 6-starred on my account? Would you have done Shieldguard as well, or would you have picked somebody else? Also, I got some fusion rares in here. I've actually gotten some pretty good luck on the Rosin fusion. So right here in the Rosin fusion, if you stayed to this part in the video, guys, thank you all very much. I know this is getting pretty long now, longer than I would like for it to have been, but thank you for watching until this point of the video. And if you skipped to this point of the video, wow, that's some good timing. So let's go ahead and see. We got 2 of these. We're missing quite a few, but this early in the game, make sure, guys, please don't feed your Rosin fusions. Now, if it's a farmable one's not a big deal, but if you feed the non-farmable ones, you're going to regret it because it'll feel like forever until you get them back, because I can promise you that'll probably be the last one of your fusion, and you'll spend weeks, months trying to get them to actually finish this fusion. But definitely, whenever you get them, save them. We got 1, 2, 3 non-farmable ones, so that's pretty cool. Working on it, we got 26 ancient shards. With that said, guys, thank you all very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.